The Trade Union Congress of the Philippines has filed a petition urging the government to raise workers' salaries. The group is seeking to raise the daily minimum wage in the capital region to 1,007 pesos. Vice President Leni Robredo has gotten support from two more provincial leaders, one of whom is a high-ranking PDP Laban official. Meanwhile, former Senator Bongbong Marcos continues to top presidential surveys. Marcos Jr. emerged on top of Pulse Asia's February poll, with 60% of respondents choosing him as the next president. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Bulacan Governor Daniel Fernando and Eastern Samar Governor Ben Evardone have both endorsed Vice President Leni Robredo for president. Governor Fernando announced his support for Robredo in a press conference this morning. Meanwhile, Evardone, who is PDP Laban's vice president for the Visayas, said President Duterte virtually endorsed Robredo for president when he said in a televised interview or a televised address that the next leader of the country should be a compassionate lawyer. However, political party PDP Laban has clarified that Eastern Samar Governor Ben Evardone's endorsement of Vice President Leni Robredo is a personal choice. PDP Laban Secretary General Melvin Matibag said the party is not endorsing Robredo for president. Matibag also said that they respect Governor Evardone's choice. The ruling party has thrown its support behind Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte, but has yet to endorse a presidential candidate after Senator Bongo pulled out his presidential bid. Former Senator Bongbong Marcos still leads Pulse Asia's presidential survey. The February poll shows 60% of respondents want Marcos Jr. for president. Next is Vice President Leni Robredo with 15%, followed by Manila Mayor Isko Moreno with 10%. Meanwhile, a Bloomberg poll showed Robredo emerging as the top pick of investors and analysts to oversee an economic rebound. She is followed by Lacson, Moreno, Marcos, and then Pacquiao in the Bloomberg survey. We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Trade Union Congress of the Philippines, or TUCP, is battling for a 470 peso increase in the daily minimum wage rate. But some officials say the capacity of small businesses to pay for the higher wages should also be considered. Mon Gualvez with the report.
Despite being allowed with 100% capacity, this eatery in Pasay City still falls short of its pre-pandemic sales. The owner admits it's hard to budget rent, utilities, and workers' salaries with their small income. With this, the proposed minimum wage increase could be an additional burden for them.
Pag hindi makaya yung sahod na ganyan, baka bawasan tao or siyempre sa sobrang kulang sa workforce, hindi na rin kakayanin ng mga trabaho. Hindi namin kaya magdagdag ng mga tao, di ba? So, baka magsarado kami.
The Trade Union Congress of the Philippines is appealing for a 470 peso increase in the daily minimum wage in Metro Manila. If approved, this would increase the daily minimum wage to 1,007 pesos.
Alam niyo po, yung actual petition dapat 710. Kaya hahabulin pa namin yan when times are better. Ito po ay actual compromise amount, itong 470.
The TUCP estimates that the poverty threshold is now at 16,000 pesos. That's how much a family of 5 needs in order to survive. With the current minimum wage, the group says each family member only gets to spend 20 pesos a day for food. But for Presidential Advisor on Entrepreneurship Joey Concepcion, there's no need yet for a wage increase. He says small business owners should be considered in the process.
Yung mas malaking korporasyon may kaya, no? Pero yung small to medium enterprises, yun mahirapan kasi sila talagang tinamaan. We have to give them time.
The National Wages and Productivity Board of the Labor Department agrees to put in consideration.
Sa amin hindi ganun yung objective ng minimum wage kasi lalo mong tinatanggalan ng karapatan yung manggagawa para mag-engage into economic activity.
The NWPB says the petitions would take about 45 to 130 days of deliberations as they look closely into the criteria. For News 5, Mon Gualvez, we are One News.
And hotels are expecting more and more bookings as the country welcomes more foreign tourists come April. Shaila Francisco with the story.
Airports are starting to be filled with passengers. It's now a different sight in NAIA as foreigners are also arriving in the country. Henry, who came from Wisconsin, USA, visited Boracay for his 2-week vacation here. He is staying for another week.
We usually try to come back every now just to visit, and I like coming to the Philippines. You can't deny the weather, and the people are so friendly and generous, and so we just have a good time.
Since the country opened its doors to foreign leisure travelers from visa-free countries, foreign tourist arrivals have reached almost 52,000. But the number is expected to further increase as all foreign tourists will now be allowed starting April. Data from the Tourism Department shows that more than half of recent tourist arrivals in the country are foreigners. Most of them came from the United States, Canada, and UK. With the expected influx of travelers, hotels are now preparing to be fully booked this coming Holy Week. As early as now, this hotel is already seeing high occupancy rates during weekends. Suites are running out fast as guests who are staying longer prefer more spacious rooms. They are also providing discounts of up to 30%.
With this coming summer season, we can expect more guests. And for the domestic tourists, because of the increasing price of gasoline, I believe that most of the local market will prefer to book in a hotel nearby.
Hotels are also allocating less rooms for guests undergoing quarantine due to the low demand. Meanwhile, the Philippine Hotel Owners Association is still waiting for the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration to settle unpaid dues of about 1.7 billion pesos for the rooms used as quarantine facilities by OFWs.
Bulk niyan will be for to cover the basic operating expenses, no? Power, electricity, water, and salaries and wages. Okay. Of course, the revenue stream will also help us with our marketing and promotions efforts, no? So yan, maraming pagkakagastusan nung ibabayad sa amin. But yun ang the two biggest expenses would be for power and then for salaries.
The group said OWA assured them that funds will be released this week. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Clean Fuel and Caltex will implement another round of oil price hikes effective Tuesday. Gas prices will see a 7 pesos per liter increase, while diesel will be going up by more than 13 pesos per liter. The Health Department confirms that Sinovac has been given emergency use authorization for children aged 6 and up. The DOH said it will issue implementing guidelines before rolling out Sinovac alongside Pfizer vaccines for pediatric inoculations. And in sports, Lakers superstar LeBron James becomes the first player in NBA history to tally 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 assists. James entered the 10,000 assist club during LA's loss to the Phoenix Suns on Monday. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.